In many countries today, people still squat. I met a young man, only 25 years of age, and he had a fistula. What's a fistula? You've got one opening in the anus, but another opening here. And he was so embarrassed, as you can imagine. For years he'd had this swelling, and he used to tell his friends that he had this discomfort, and they used to say, don't worry about it, it's just hemorrhoids. Finally he married, and his wife was a nurse, and for the first time someone looked at it, and she saw a swelling there, and it burst one day, and a lot of blood and pus came out. But because he continued to eat a bad diet, refined food, lots of wheat, lots of meat, the pressure remained to the point where he now had a fistula, which means a hole came right through there and back through to his anus, which is very uncomfortable. So the doctor did a colonoscopy on him and found a whole heap of polyps in here and took the polyps out, 25 years of age. I talked to his mother. He had had all the symptoms of a wheat and a dairy intolerance from a very young age. But he continued to eat it, not knowing what it was doing to him. So there's two things that had to happen here. One thing is the wheat, dairy, refined sugar had to stop. Slippery elm started to be taken to heal the colon. And I said to him, you need to get a little stool to take all the pressure on this area down here. He said, it's interesting you say that to me, because he said, 6 months ago my mates and I were camping out in the bush. So we had to dig a hole and squat. And he said, it was so comfortable for me because it didn't have pressure there. Now I told him that one thing that will speed up that healing is to get 2 tubs. And he was a fairly slim young man, so he could easily get tubs that he sits in. So 2 tubs, this is a hydrotherapy treatment, and it's called sitz baths. So he sits in the tub of hot water. That's how he's got to sit, and the water's like this. So he has a hot tub, and he does that for 3 minutes. Then he does a cold tub, ideally with ice cubes in it, and he does that for 30 seconds. And these sitz baths he does 3 times. On Thursday night, Vanessa's going to be talking to you about hydrotherapy. You see, what's next medically? They start cutting. He's 25. His wife's pregnant with their first child. And that's why he agreed to see me. So I said to him, if you implement stopping the wheat, dairy, refined sugar, you start the slippery elm to heal that, you start doing the sitz baths. I said, do them every night. How long will that take? 10 minutes? I said, you just got to have the tubs, you just got to make an appointment. I said, that will bring a lot of relief. This, the doctor had just put a rubber loop between the fistula and the anus. And the poor man, you know, he could hardly walk, he could hardly sit. 25. That's the first of a series of operations they plan to do. I said, if I was you, I'd put all that on hold and try this. You see, the body's designed to heal itself, and it will heal itself if you give it the right conditions. You see, what may happen, another operation, and then another operation, and oops, it's not working. And so now there's too many polyps, and some of the polyps are cancerous. So they now start taking part of the large colon away. And then he has to have a colostomy, which is a hole here with a bag. Whoa, it's not looking good. Not looking good. I said to him, it is not by accident that I'm here to speak to you. I believe this was a divine appointment. He said, thank you so much. Many people are sick through ignorance.